Okay, what did you all think? What did you all think? Talk to me. Talk to me. Okay, let me get something up on my screen right now because I am looking at a blank screen and there's just too many things that we can feel it with. As a matter of fact, let me give you a little feeling right now. How about this? How about this?
We love you, Meghan. We love you, Meghan. We love you, Meghan. We love you.
No, I don't even know. One of them is Meghan, that's how devoted she is, so...
It's just so annoying.
Yeah.
Where's Meghan?
Where is she?
I have no idea. Is this the decoy?
She probably was the decoy. I mean, she's smarter than all of us, so...
Well, as you can see, there was some haters standing nearby, but our Duchess had quite a few fans. This is like a little area where a few people kind of knew where they needed to stand. But be that as it may, haters are going to hate. You know that. Let's see here. Slow mode, please, Baron. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know it was that many people. All right, let me go back to do the slow mode here. Thank goodness I know how to do this. And I did put the troll spray on, so slow mode is coming. All right, so slow mode, let's do 30 seconds. I think 30 is good. All right, and save on 1, 2, and 3. Saved. All right, I think we're good. I hope we're good. All right, is the slow mode engaged? Let me see. And yes, it is. Okay. All right, you guys. Let us just say that our Duchess looked absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous. And by the way, thank you, Lydia, for being a member and for the super chat. And thanks as always for being an amazing mod, as well as watching Royal Sussex. Hey, Connie Balmer, Anastasia Isabella, Marion Owens. All right, that's much better. I'm so glad to hear it. Well, I'm sipping on some coffee and I'm all pumped up. I was over here as busy as a cat covering up poop trying to get some stuff together. Hello, Sherry Ware. And you know what? You know what? Do you know what? This calls for a little dancing as far as I'm concerned. I'm not through yet. I am not through yet. I thought this would be apropos. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Hit it. Oh, sorry, no sound. Okay, you guys, I just remembered that the mic was off. Thank you so much. So the Sussexes are back in Narnia. As you can see, Harry and Meghan, One World, breaking news. Well, there's our Duchess emerging from a BMW sedan. Well, yeah, headed into the One World. So what you saw earlier, which I shared with you, I'll do it again without the sound this time, but that was the Sussexes leaving the nope, sorry, that's not it. Is this it? Yes, that's the Sussexes leaving well, they're arriving, and so that's where that snapshot comes from. That's the Duchess of Sussex, Princess Meghan. And this is, I believe, this is the hotel that I showed you guys yesterday. Remember when I showed you the Midland Hotel? I believe that that has to be the Midland Hotel. It just has to be. And so there were some people out there, no haters here. And of course, the press. The press was all over the place. This was like beaming all over the world. The fact that the Duchess of Sussex is back in the UK. It's even more important. It is taking precedence over who's the next prime minister. The prime minister is like a second-rate story compared to our Duchess today. So oh my goodness, there are a lot of oh, Audrey Teschner. Was that Audrey Teschner? Thank you so much for the super sticker. Ah, there it is. All right. Thank you so much, Audrey Teschner. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Monday to you. And this is, of course, a very happy Monday. Okay, so back here. Meghan Markle's popularity surged in the US after latest interview in extraordinary poll. And this is from the Mirror. This is from the Mirror. The Mirror is running this story. More than two-thirds of Americans surveyed said they thought more favorably of the Duchess after her controversial, they have to throw something negative in there, the controversial interview with The Cut, as well as her new podcast episode. Elaine Babb, thank you so much for your membership. Thank you so much. I think that's what that is. I just saw. And Elaine Parker, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex. And thanks for watching. Okay, so Christopher Bosey, as you know, he keeps up with the Sussexes and the way that they are treated. But he also is the one who's been like cracking wide open this stuff about how the bots and such, of course, he is what, the president of Bot Sentinel. So Meghan Markle's popularity has surged since the launch of her podcast. Imagine spending 4+ years on Twitter and YouTube trying to destroy someone you have never met, only to see your efforts go up in smoke. Single purpose hate accounts are going through some things. Of course they are. And thanks to you, Christopher, some of them allegedly, possibly, and I don't know, may have gone out of business because thanks to people like Christopher Bosey, they have been highlighted and showcased as being a single use purpose channel for disseminating hatred for the Sussexes. And according to the bylaws, that's just not allowed. So thank you, Christopher, for your good work. All right. And so here, Glow, as you, if you're on Twitter, you know Glow. If you're a squatty on Twitter, everybody knows Glow. Princess Meghan has surged in popularity in the US. Richard Fitzsimmons admits results are extraordinary to him. Well, he should be amazed. I mean, after all, he's one of the main dissenters, agitators, haters, if you ask me. I think it hurts his feelings as him and his discriminatory colleagues have been working hard on their Meghan Markle smear campaign. Is that Diddums? Whatever that word is, Diddums? I don't know if I've ever seen that before. But you know what? That's what I think of Richard Fitzsimmons. All right. Okay. Love her on the red. Yes, the red was was that red causing it, as they say? It was causing it. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find a good view of it. There we go. All right. And thank you so much, Iris Demonia, and also for being a member. Baron, I saw the video on Twitter this morning by the Australian called what is that? The Meghan Markle helpline. It is for outraged royalists and disgruntled reporters. It was so funny. I've seen that video, and it is. I don't think I can share it for copyright reasons, but yes, I have seen it, and it is hilarious. It is giving some good advice for haters who don't know how to cope in this age when the Duchess of Sussex is the moment. I mean, she is all that in a bag of chips, or, well, in a bag of crisps. Ginger Lily, thank you so much for the super chat. And thank you ever so much for watching Royal Sussex. All right, you guys, the comments are coming fast and furious. I'm going to do my best. Jula Albert says the haters that were booing were sent by the British racist media. Yes, they. There's this one woman that you will see trending that was had a bullhorn, and she had all her talking points ready. And of course, she was middle aged, a nice, pensioner with nothing else to do. Your boring did not affect the Duchess of Sussex. So guess what? Take several seats. Okay, please take several seats. All right. All right. So right here, Meghan and Harry UK trip follows interview row. Nice little negative spin. Thank you, BBC. But did you notice that it's above Liz Truss? It's above thousands fill shopping carts for what is that? YouTuber burger, whatever that is. Huh? Well, anyway, next. And then, of course, there's here again BBC, Meghan and Harry's UK trip follows interview row. And there's another lengthy list. There's like 10 different things where our Duchess just happens to be at the very top of the list. Notice that they used her name first because they wanted to make sure you understood that Meghan is the moment. Thank you very much, everybody, for being here. Don't forget to hit that like button. Adorable says, imagine the huge turnout on the street for the so-called irrelevant royals. I just remember the Earth shot or Earth flop turnout. Do you recall? Because I don't. Let me see. Earth flop. Earth flop. Oh, I know. That was that occasion. And by the way, thank you, adorable. I remember now. You have jogged my memory. That was that occasion when William showed up in an electric car to show how environmentally responsible he is, which of course that was what picked him up from his helicopter after he left the Range Rover to the helicopter and then to this car. And then he arrives at the Earth flop, and take a look in the background there, adorable. Do you see what I see? There is 4 people, 2 adults, probably a teenager, and an infant in a pram. They were on their way to Tesco's finest to pick up some carry-out, takeaway, heat and eat, and they just happened upon some event with all these reporters, probably way more security than they needed, and of course the Cambridges. And look at there, it's so much room back there that you can clearly see the skyline behind them because nobody showed up, nobody cared. It was what they call a big fat nothing burger. Just the polar opposite of any event that the Sussexes frequent. So there you have it. No, nothing to look at. So yes, adorable. I do recall that time when nobody showed up for the Earth flop, and we had a chance to see William cosplay the Mitchum roll-on bottle. Yes, I'm starting. It's coming back to me. It's coming back to me. Thank you for jogging my memory on that one because I totally forgot about it. Okay, and then right here, Meghan Markle knocks Joe Rogan off the top of the Spotify podcast. This is Labor Day, and they're still talking about it. Meghan Markle is not just the Duchess of Sussex, she's now also the queen of podcasts, Archetypes, which premiered last week with Serena Williams as the first guest, top charts in 6 regions. The Atlanta Journal Constitution, I'm assuming that's not owned by Murdoch. Um, well, and here it is, all what 2 weeks later, and they're still talking about the Duchess of Sussex tipping Joe Rogan off of his throne at the top of Spotify. So go figure. Um, I have to just say, full disclosure, it was my Duke and I, Anita, who told me, she said, Meghan is the moment. I watched her show. She looked right at the camera. And just as she told me, she told you, she told everybody, Meghan is the moment. And you know what? That has rang truer and truer day after day. Black Queen says the scurrying gutter rags are incandescent with rage. Go bitter sour grapes now. There's nothing new you can say. They are already at the bottom of the earth crust. Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? Those haters are they're like cow dung, to put it mildly. Pardon my language. Prince Harry. Oh, by the way, this of course is Dr. Shola. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's UK visit will remind the royal family what they lost. It will remind them of what they lost, and what they have lost is incalculable. They have no clue. Um, well, as she said, remind them. That means they know, and they just need someone to uh uh what do you call it? Oh, I know what it is. They need someone to refresh their teeth. That's it. They just need somebody to refresh their teeth. They get it. They know what they're missing. But you know what? It's not a total loss. I mean, they still got these two, right? uh, Charles and his emotional support, Camilla. And don't forget, they still got jazz hands. You know, she can jazz things up a little bit. And of course, they got William. So it's not like they're everything is a total wash. They still got anyway. They can have them. they, they can still they can keep them. I think we're good. Okay. So moving on. And then, of course, there's this. The day we find out who the new prime minister is, the top story on the Daily Mail is how Harry and Meghan get a train. They are obsessed. I actually feel sorry for them. And as you can see, the fail goes, Harry and Meghan catch the train. Duh, hey, a lot of people catch the train. So what? Harry and Meghan catch a train. And this is like global. Trust me when I say this. They're going to be talking about this on the morning shows. On the morning shows, they're going to talk about Harry and Meghan caught a train. Off to Euston, flanked by bodyguards as they head to Manchester Summit, with Duchess set to give gender equality speech. And what a speech it was! I just have to tell you guys, what impressed me, what really impressed me, is the fact that the Duchess of Sussex was able to give this speech. You would think, with all the buildup that was involved with today, that she would be like, maybe a little rattled. Well, no, we didn't think that because we know our Duchess. Now, not everybody would be able to survive that speech, but uh, the ease in which the Duchess of Sussex just walked into the room, not with this overblown sense of self importance, not wearing some Mary Poppins cosplay or something like that, but just a global citizen, someone who has been around very powerful people and is unfazed by it. Just, you know, okay, I'm here, let's talk about it. And then it was over. Just that simple. There was no frayed nerves or anything like that. It was just in the moment, very well crafted speech, and that was that. So I tell you, a lot of people should be so lucky to have those nerves of steel, but it shows how exceptional her character is and how talented she is, that she was able to go in there and give such an effective speech without, the least bit of hesitation, no hemming and hawing and all that kind of stuff. Just glorious, beautiful, very engaging speech. And I love how she asked them, "Are you asking yourselves, how did I get here? Have you asked yourself yet, how did I get here?" Now, that I thought was one of the most poignant questions. How did I get here? But just absolutely, and you guys, not that it matters, not that it matters, but have you seen that our Duchess, well, she's lost all that baby weight. She's lost all the baby weight. As a matter of fact, I think she's like right there where she was during the courtship, which is incredible. But yeah, let's see. Dr. Shola, preach, preach, shout out on the mountaintops. Thank you, Kids Indoor. All right. Push. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let me get through a couple of things, and I am gonna open it up so you guys can comment. Push on the Harry looks miserable narrative is so ridiculous. He said flying into London was a trigger, so he's likely um, waiting to get out of there. Watch his face in Dusseldorf. He knows trolls are yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Faith Miller. Okay, and with that, let me continue over here. Let's see. Can we have a new definition for an irrelevant couple? Yes, there needs to be a new definition. It would be one of those things that obviously has a varied meaning to it, because now irrelevant means that you are the moment. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry live. Sussex set off to Manchester One Young World Summit, where Duchess will deliver gender equality speech. Here we have a little view of the people waiting this morning. And there, of course, that is what is trending. Well, was trending this morning, was just a very simple gesture. They went through a side entrance of the train station, and of course, there were obviously someone waiting to take their photo. But notice the guy with the gold T-shirt on, the way he's just very unfazed, but he did give a smile when he saw the Sussexes. Very respectful. So, and then of course, it was said yesterday that Ban Ki-moon, former UN Secretary General, and Meghan will be reunited tomorrow, which of course this was posted yesterday. Don't know if that happened. Meghan back in Britain. Well, this was, I mean, Daily Fail was literally waiting to stream it live. That's how unnecessary, irrelevant they are. They couldn't wait to stream it. Let's see. The bodyguards for hire keep Harry and Meghan safe. Sussexes are flanked by on UK return by two retired ex-Met cops from private firm run by top security expert, including one who protected Duchess that is at her baby shower. Okay. Let's see what else. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Sussexes head. Okay, so more of that. And then let's go here. As they said, it is an explosion of flags, and there were lots of them. I thought they were never going to get done with that flag presentation. The push on Harry looks miserable narrative is ridiculous. Oh, you know what? I need to scroll. How far behind am I? Oh my goodness. No wonder. I'm going like all the way to the last. Sorry about that. Tash Mack says, I love how the crowd cheered when she spoke about her new life has changed in the nearly decade since, it has been almost a decade, right? Since she has been with one young girl, became a mother and wife. Yes, I noticed that. The crowd did cheer when she said that. Okay, let's see here. Found out the sign language symbol for hello greeting. Oh, yes, yes, absolutely. Really? Oh my God. I just I didn't notice that. I didn't notice that. Well, thank you so much for that. All right, so let's move on here. This is another view of the day. You can see the entrance to the arena, and there's you know what? They were playing some amazing music as I was waiting for Meghan's speech, actually before the event started. Oh, and this girl right here. Huge congratulations to Esther Koch for her wonderful poem. I thought her poetry was phenomenal. I thought it was absolutely phenomenal. That was a beautiful, beautiful speech, a poem that she gave. And I'd never heard of her before, but I am definitely a fan now. So I'm going to go back and try to find some other works of hers. And then back over here. Okay. Yes. Oh, there we go. Let me go back here with this one. Go all the way to the beginning. So they were called out and they came down. The crowd, as you can see, everybody's holding their phones up. Our Duchess looked absolutely gorgeous, right? And then, of course, came the speech. And then I'll play this for you guys one more time. Okay, there we go. And in the meantime, I am going to post. Okay, I don't want to hear all that nonsense from those haters. So let me do this. Turn the sound down on them. There you go. And I am going to post the link so you guys can please leave your very respectful comments. Let me get the link here. Copy. And then I will post that to, well, actually peg it to the top so you guys can, there you go. Aha, there we go. I'm going to peg that to the top so you guys can please give yourselves like 2 minutes to make a comment about today's speech. I hope you can see it. Is it there? Let me see. Have you got the link? Yes. All right. I should have done that sooner. All right, you guys. So let me go through some of your comments here. Marcy Foreman says, oh, you're just saying hi to everybody. Okay. To God be the glory. The Sussexes are simply the best. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. All right. Please qualify the time for speaking. Yes, 2 minutes. 2 minutes, you guys. 2 minutes. Don't hog it, please. But yeah, so it takes a minute. But yeah, whenever you guys can, click on that link, and we will be waiting to hear your comments. In the meantime, oh, Rohini, perfect timing. There we go, Rohini. All right, Rohini, you're on.
Hey, Baron, Squaddies, how y'all doing today?
I am very well. I'm so excited.
You know, the doctor says your time is now. Said your time is now. Oh my God, that's my favorite part from his speech. That is not just about the future, it's about today and what we do today. It was so cool. I loved it quite a bit. And you know, they said that it was supposed to be a gender equality speech. Even that they got wrong. Seriously?
Yes, I noticed that. I noticed that.
Even that they got wrong. It was so silly, but I loved it. And look at Meghan wearing red for all the colorblind haters who need to see red. She's helping them out. I loved it. I loved it. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you see red today. I feel that's like her power color. You know, that's when she wants to make a statement. Is red or white. Just come out and have you. Those are her colors, red and white.
Well, the reason why they said that it was going to be a different kind of speech is because the British tabloid media only see her through the prism of being some type of militant. And you know how they used to do Michelle Obama, like they had her picture looking like Angela Davis and all militant. Well, that's it. I don't know what it is about black women or women of color where they always think that something is about to go down instead of some civil conversation, and they all they see is like a revolution is starting, or some type of civil disobedience. So
That's the
I'm not
angry black
surprised that
woman
they got
trope.
that wrong.
The angry
Uh-huh,
black woman.
exactly.
That's it. That's all they
She's got
see.
to be angry.
She got to be angry. I wondered if any one of you guys waited for your flag to chair. I watched, and who's this Lem guy at the beginning? He's hilarious. The poet, the
Oh,
black fella.
I've never seen him before,
But he was funny
but
though.
he even said people are gonna wonder who I am. I'd never seen him before.
I know, and I
Yeah,
want to
I
know who
never
he
seen
is
him before,
now.
but he is funny. And I
You
think
know,
he wanted people to provoke people into saying ASS and
he's one of those
and nobody would do
individuals.
it.
He's one of those
Hmm.
individuals that could capture the attention of young people. A lot of older people have trouble doing that because they come and they speak to them and they're bored half the time. But when you could engage with young people and have them respond to you and have that level of energy, can match their energy, that's invaluable. And it's a
Well,
testimony to one young world.
thank you so much, Rohini. I have Cynthia in the holding pattern, so I appreciate you checking in with us. And there you go, Cynthia Thorpe. You're on whenever you're ready. Cynthia Thorpe, maybe you're listening on delay. Turn your sound down, maybe. Are you there, Cynthia Thorpe? Okay, well, we'll get back to you. How about outside perspective?
Hi, squaddies. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. I actually just want to say I am obviously a big fan of Mary and Hagen, of Harry
Oh,
and
thank
Meghan.
you.
But
Uh
what
huh.
I just wanted to say was, over the past couple of weeks, as I was listening to them, I almost wish people would forget that it's Meghan speaking so that their bias is not put in there, and just really listen to what she's saying so that it can spark the necessary conversations that I feel need to happen. Because the things that she's been saying, never mind what the British tabloids write about, I zone them out, but they are really key things that really need, like, they spark the right kind of conversations. If you are really just focusing on her words and not on what everybody else wants to twist. I mean, over the past couple of weeks, we've learned so much. I wouldn't even say just about her, but just about ourselves. Like, if you listen to what she's saying and you reflect on yourself. And I'm South African, so I checked when she was talking about being a mixed race girl. I have mixed race kids, and there are certain challenges that I understand I will never understand because in
Uh-oh. Did did we get disconnected? Outside
can
of
you
super.
can you hear me?
Yes, now I can.
Oh, okay, sorry, I'm on my phone, so it just went blank there for a moment. Yeah, but the biggest thing for me is I almost want to take the conversation away from who and what Megan is, and we know she is an amazing person and she's an impactful woman, to really listening to what she is saying and really dissecting um the conversation and really picking up on that conversation, because I see her as a conversation starter and someone who will spark you to reflect on where you are and where you want to get. So that's kind of what I want to like. I want to hear more of. And obviously, the pictures of her and Harry don't hurt in the videos, but I really think that she is touching on more than just the, oh, here's an appearance. It's a really impactful conversation that we she strikes. That's all I wanted to say.
Oh, thank you so much for that. And that is brilliant. And I totally get what you're saying. That if you can remove the bias against the person who's saying it and just listen to the words, there's so much there. And unfortunately, it's like a machine. When she says something, and I actually watched, well, not watched, but I read the article, and of course, even listening to the podcast, you could just pick out certain things, and what they are going to attack. And it's unfortunate because they ignore so much of the good that the Sussexes are capable of, have done, and will do because they want to make money. They want to monetize any little word that they think they could capitalize as some big faux pas or something controversial or something like that. So yeah, if they could just find it in their hearts, especially the tabloid media, to not do that for at least a day or two, maybe even their perspectives would change. But they're not likely to do that, and it is frustrating. And I sometimes I look at something or read something, I'm just like, because I know what's coming, right? I
Mm.
could almost write the story for them because I know how they think. And that's unfortunate because it keeps us where we're like so reactive to everything instead of being able to just sit back and enjoy the moment. We're trying to figure out how are we going to counteract this negative narrative that they're putting out there. At least that's what I do is I'm trying to figure out, okay, now I got to figure out something that can counteract that. I got to find a receipt or something like that when I would rather just enjoy the moment. So, anyway, thank you so much. Did you have anything else you wanted to add?
No, I just, one last thing maybe is I do think the point that you mentioned was quite important. What I do find, and I had to get out of Twitter because it was getting bad, because I only follow squaddies, and we get to a point where we focus so much on the negative and the British media that we end up creating our own, like, a negative space even in our midst. So I don't know, maybe it's a
Mm-hmm.
word of advice or whatever, but it'll be really nice for squaddies to just, even if you just focus mostly on the positive, and there will be times perhaps to address the negative, guys, but I think there's so much content now around Meghan and Harry that is so uplifting, that is so
Mm-hmm.
positive, and that we could get so much out of, um, that if we were just to change our lens and change our perspective and focus rather on the positive than the negative, maybe our voices might be louder that way. Because otherwise, we making the British people, sorry, not the British people, the tabloids, we're making their voices even louder. I think I'm gonna stop there. Thank you so much, Baron. Love the
Oh, thank
podcast.
you. I really appreciate your comment, and please come back anytime. Okay, and who else did I have holding here? Rosalind Gatewood. Rosalind, come on in, Rosalind. How are you today? Is that Rosalind? Hello, Rosalind Gatewood. Whenever you're ready, you are up. In the meantime, let me show you guys. That's the Midland Hotel. So I'm hoping that I got this right, but I believe that that famous historic hotel is possibly where they were seen getting in the car. And you know what? And I doubt they're it's like right. Let's see if you yeah, it's very close to the actual arena. So this whole area is very, very nice right there. I believe it's just opposite of this place. So not very far at all. Okay. Okay, so Big Mama. Come on in, Big Mama.
Hello, Baron. Hello,
How are you
Squatty.
today? Hey, Big Mama.
I'm fine. I am so fine, and I'm so happy to be here with y'all. And she is so right, Baron. When you are watching positive stuff on Megan, if someone writes something positive, right then, here come the negative. And it kind of like make you have to say something in Megan defense. So I'm like her. I don't read anything if it does not have to do with the Sussex squad because I almost got kicked off Facebook again because I told one of the guys that he was talking about Megan. I said, "Are you mad that she ghosted you like she did Pithead Pill Morgan?" And man, we got into a war. But it's, it's I had
That's
to,
easy to
I had
do.
to, right. So I had to pray yesterday at church because it's getting to the point where I can't listen to read anything unless nigga have to do with the Sussex squad. Now I was on Cellar Bitch. I used to love her, but she don't have the filter that you
Right.
have. She don't have the Mod Squad. So I had to stop listening to Cellar Bitch and all the UK stuff. But this
Also,
is the
when
most
let me ask you
wonderful.
though, when Celebici, I'm sorry, let me ask you because I don't want to
Mm,
forget to ask you. When Celebici
mhm,
premieres, I'm usually asleep. So when they premiere,
mhm.
they I know their comments are off, but do they have like a live a chat where people are talking back and forth to each other?
No, it's on on Facebook. She'll ask a question, put on Facebook, and then
Oh,
comment. Then the comments are open. And if she say something
okay. I
positive,
didn't know that.
right, and then the first comment, all you gotta do if you pull up some of these uh talks on Facebook. If you see a big laughing mouth in the first one, don't even open. I learned that if you open that, it's a hater. And the first thing they're gonna say
Oh,
is something
okay.
negative about Mary. So I love to watch Cellar Bitch. I used to love it, but when I do her comment thing, it's too many haters in there, and it's get to the point where I just can't even do it anymore. So I stick to Raw Sussex, and I watch hello Ivy here. I watch Ivy. I watch Sherry and Shot. I Dave. I watch Pedal. I love Pedal. And I can't do anything outside of the squad because if I do, it's the hate. And me as a squatter,
I
I
understand.
gotta take up for my Megan, cause I can't let them just talk about her like that. And they don't even know her, so it's inherent in us, Baron, to take up for her. We can't help it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I try to take your advice and I don't go on them. That way I won't turn myself into a moron person, get on there and go beat the hell out of them. But
Right.
I love y'all, Barrett. I know I got 2 minutes, so
you don't you don't want to take your
I have
foot
not walked the
and
speech yet.
and
No, because
yeah,
when you
it's not
said this
good if you
morning,
have to degrade somebody with your foot, then it's probably gone too
right,
far.
right. Megan is made of better stuff than that. And as long as she knows she got
Uh-huh.
these support, because like I told them, Megan came from a strong black woman. She don't back down from stuff like that. She confronted head on. My mom used to tell me, if you
Absolutely.
see me in a bear fight, I know you don't heard this, bear. If you see me in a bear fight, don't help me, help the bear.
Right. That's right. Don't worry about me. You better help the bear. Are you absolutely
Help the
right
bear.
about that? Well, Big
Help the bear.
Mama, I
But
am going to edit that video of us from our first meeting. I haven't got around to it yet, but I'm going to do it
mhm.
it's sometime this week. So please do look out for that. And thank you so much for being here, and thanks for your support and your comment and everything.
Oh, and
And I'm
thank
gonna
you. I feel
say
so
it this
loved.
Duchess of Success pushed her time back because I pushed my time back, and we were both going back and forth with our time. So, just so you guys know, I think she's on in about 45 minutes. So, at some point, I'm gonna put the link up for that so you guys can hop over there. Yeah, she's on in like about in about 50 minutes. So, just so you guys know, I will post the link for that very soon. Okay, thank you so much, Big Mama, and I will see you in the chats. Okay, let me see here. So, Rosalind Gatewood, are you available now,
Yeah, I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. And
Okay.
we got some more people lined up. So, if you could take a couple minutes and tell us how you feel about today, what
Oh, it was
excited you,
beautiful.
and all that.
Well,
What's
of
that?
course, yeah, of course, Megan. I mean, her speech was just flawless. I mean, I just enjoy listening to her speak anytime. And
Oh yeah.
she's wonderful. And I enjoyed listening to her. And, of course, you sit back and you're going to wait for the haters to try to make something out of it. Because everything she says, they try to find something bad in it. They always
Yeah,
try to find the worst.
yeah, and I find myself with my shoulders rising up because I feel like I'm gonna, that it's like defend, defend, defend. I feel like I'm going to have to engage with it in some kind of way, or
I
find
know.
my receipts and everything. And
Yeah,
I wait for the day. I'm longing for the day when I don't feel compelled to do that.
yeah, I know. Cause I'm always battling with that Eden, Richard Eden. Oh,
Uh huh.
he gets on my nerves. And the new thing now is they want to blame them for the Queen's health going down. I said, nah, she's 96 years old. Please, my goodness,
Right.
you didn't expect that she was gonna last forever.
Well,
And
do
then
you
her
remember?
husband, yeah, her husband died, so she's starting to fall apart because she was, he was holding her together for all of
Right.
those years. So now she doesn't have that. I mean, that's 96 years old. Were they supposed to sit there and hold her hand until she dies? They
Well,
still have to live their life. They want to blame Harry and Meghan, but they don't say nothing about Andrew.
it was
Good
it
old
was
Andy. He didn't
it was
cause no stress.
Phillips, what is it? The Queen is 94 and Phillips in hospital. The Queen is 94, Phillips in hospital. And then it was the Queen is 95 and Philip just died. The
Uh
Queen
huh.
is so they're
And it
always
just
going
goes
to
on and
weaponize
on.
her
But like
age.
they want to blame her whole demise. I guess if she drops dead tomorrow, they're gonna put that on Meghan and Harry.
Right, right.
Like
And the thing,
what
all
did
I
they
got to
do?
say is this: if you're that worried about it, then just don't tell her. Because I'm sure at this point, whatever it is that they did to relax her when she went to that horse show that time when she seemed to be
Oh, that was the
in a very
drugs. That was drugs.
well, I didn't say that. I'm just saying whatever,
That was the
maybe
drugs. I've
maybe it was
had
a little
back pain,
gin
and
or
I know.
something.
I deal with back pain, so I know that look. That was the drugs that had her looking good.
Well, I can't confirm or deny that, but I know she had a certain look of bliss on her face. So
Yeah,
just just keep her happy and don't say nothing to her, and she ain't got to worry about it.
yeah,
Well,
but
thank
like,
you so much,
you're
Rosalind
welcome.
Gatewood, and I appreciate it. Your last thought?
No, that's it. I was just, just saying the speech was wonderful. I mean, she did an excellent job as always because she's a great speaker, and I just enjoyed listening to her today.
Oh, but thank you for coming on Royal Sussex and sharing your thoughts about today. And make sure you hit the like button and please share. I don't have to tell you that, but I'm just throwing it
I
out there.
know.
Okay,
Okay.
so we got a few more people in the holding pattern here. And don't
All right.
forget, you guys, Duchess of Success is coming up in about 45 minutes. All right, thank you, Rosalind.
All right. Bye bye.
All right, so is it Nalisa? Nalisa?
Yes, it's Nelisa.
Hello, Nalisa. Welcome to Royal Sussex. How are you today?
I'm good, I'm happy. Can you hear me?
Okay. Oh, let me get the Queen's picture off of here before she roll out that chair. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hello?
I'm yes, I'm here. I can hear you just fine.
Yeah, it's my first time speaking. Hello, everyone. Oh my goodness, I love the speech. But what I love the most, it was the song the One Young World played, the Viva la Vida song, when it
Mhm.
said like, the song says like pillars of sand, castle stands on pillars of sand, and it's in London. I'm like, yeah, Chuck and Chuck, and you will. Do you hear that? I
No, you
love
know what?
that
I
part so
was so
much.
busy prepping and everything that I didn't get a chance to listen to. I
No,
was
the
like,
time they were doing the time when they were doing the
I
flag,
will
like,
have to go back. I will have to go back and catch it because I know I heard Aretha Franklin and then I heard Dancing in the Street and all that kind of stuff. So it was some great music that they had today, but some of it I know I missed because I was trying to get that short video I made prepared for today. So, yeah, I missed quite a bit of it, but I will definitely go back and check it out. I really appreciate you telling me about it too. So, anyway, anything else you wanted to share with us? Because I still got a couple more people that are waiting. Oh, Nalisa, are you still there? Oh, I think we lost Nalisa. Okay, Joe Blogs, go on. Now you are here.
I am here. Good
All
evening,
right. Hello.
Baron.
How
Good
are you?
evening, squaddies. Love from Berkshire, UK. I'm just going to make it really quick, really snappy. Meghan, Harry, keep walking in your purpose and just allow your legacy to keep rising in abundance. If we take away anything from Harry and Meghan, let's take away the fact that we drown out the noise and just keep moving forward. I'm dying. I can't wait to see what the reports tomorrow are going to be, just to have a laugh to myself. Because at
Oh
some
yeah,
point they,
definitely.
Baron, at some point they must realize that this couple are unstoppable. And I said this the last time we spoke. Meghan is in a completely different league of her own.
Absolutely.
Completely. And like my gran used to say, a hit dog will holler. And I just thought,
Mm-hmm.
today we had the new Prime Minister announced. And one would have imagined that would have been the main focus today in the news and on the radio. But it was still about Meghan coming, Harry coming, they're on the train, they're off the train. What might she wear? What might she say? Like, when does it stop? Or when does the penny actually drop? And, I just wish they would just throw their hands up and say, do you know what? Okay, we concede, we've lost. Just move on. Just move
I
on.
would love for that day to come, and the sooner the better.
You know, and I'm just thinking, okay, so our friends have been very quiet of late, probably still unpacking into house number 4. What are they going to try to come up with next? You know,
Well,
when
you
we
know what? I thought about them today, and I'm just like, they probably laying down and getting their feet massaged because they're actually going to have to do some work soon.
or they're
So,
biting their nails away to the core with just
right, I pictured them
what's the
like
word?
in like a spa-like
Incandescent with
situation,
rage.
so that they could get them all like rubbed down and oiled up and like they do a boxer or something, and put their little robes on them and let them rest before they get on that flight, because they're gonna need it because they're not used to working. So
Then they're
you
not
would
at
almost feel
all.
sorry for them if they weren't such negative, nasty people most times. But yeah, they're in over their heads. Neither one of them want to do this kind of work,
Exactly,
and the two
exactly.
people who do it so well are the ones that they give a hard time to.
Precisely. And the
Hmm.
beautiful thing is just watching them squirm with envy. It's like they
Absolutely.
Stevie Wonder can see what's going on. He can see the game
Hmm.
that's being played. you know,
Uh-huh.
he can see. And at some point, they have to accept, you know what? We are the future. We need to be doing something to encourage, our citizens, whatever, however they want to term it, because they cannot keep living in default and trying to take credit for Harry and Meghan succeeding. You said they would fail. They haven't failed. You wanted them to stay. They've walked away and they've proved. And I think this is why we're getting all the distraction tactics, because this couple have proved beyond a reasonable doubt that they do not need to be tax funded. They do not need to be funded by the taxpayers. And I think it's like a subtle message that, do you know what, we don't want to accept the truth. So let's just keep denying it and brushing it under the carpet and just trying to throw all these negative stuff at Harry and Meghan.
Hmm.
Sand doesn't stick on its own. Sand does not stick on its own. And it
Right.
doesn't matter what they throw. Give even if they gave something positive, but nothing they do is memorable. You both hit a milestone birthday. What did the media have to talk about? Harry and Meghan.
Yeah, they did do
It's
that. They
like,
made it all about Harry and Meghan.
come on. You're supposed to be the future king of England. Uh, you know, Catherine the Great is meant to be the greatest peacemaker in the world has ever seen. And what is she doing? I had expected to see by now a turnaround where they thought, okay, we've observed what's going on. Let's regroup. Let's strategize. Let me take a stand or take a lead on feeding the young children in schools in this country. Even if I have to go back and partner with Marcus Rashford or something, because this is the woman that's meant to be so concerned about childhood development. It doesn't take a genius to know that it starts with a good diet, a healthy diet, a full stomach. Kids go to school, they can concentrate, they can focus. And if you don't even have the common sense to figure out that's a good place to start, then I really don't know why we keep hearing this, you know, Dr. Jazz Hands, I specialize in
Right.
childhood development. You're a
Hmm.
mother of 3 young children.
And
Sure,
the Henry Kissinger of peacemaking in the
of
royal
course,
family.
of course. I mean, but you know what it also highlights, Baron? It really brings home the message that they are not on the same level as the ordinary man out there in the street. They cannot identify. Because Harry has always said, I've seen the life behind the curtain. I am
Hmm.
privileged to have had the life I've had. Now I'm going to use that to my advantage to help the less privileged, the less fortunate. And it means stripping everything back to basics. When I go out and I meet people, I embrace them warmly. I show empathy and compassion. And I don't just talk the talk, I walk the walk. But, what does cosplay and mumbles do, or mumbles and bumbles do? Pitch up in a helicopter, smile, wave, shake hands and walk away. And
Hmm.
sometimes you look at their faces and you can see them almost thinking, God, I can't wait to get out of here because I feel
Hmm.
so uncomfortable. Well, how can you then hope to represent a nation if you cannot put yourself in their shoes, if you cannot empathize? They're not asking for sympathy, they're asking for empathy. And that's like such a basic thing. So the fact that they can't identify with what's going on with the citizens in the country, or the subjects as they refer to them, it would explain why, it hasn't dawned on her that maybe I should take a lead on talking about ensuring kids have meals in schools,
Mm-hmm.
ensuring families who are struggling, breakfast clubs are provided, or afternoon clubs are provided, or meals. If she wanted to do something really good, she could have partnered with lots of the superstores and said, look, we're trying to arrange something. How about you donate so much to these schools, or to a fund that will then distribute breakfast stuff to the schools, so the kids at least have a breakfast to start the day, just the basics. And I'm just beyond dumbfounded. I'm always getting to the point where I've gone past being annoyed with them, and I actually feel sorry for them. I
Jay Vlogs,
really
I'm
feel
losing
sorry
track
for
of
them.
time because I'm so interested in what you're saying, but I'm gonna have to leave it there. But
Yeah.
oh my God, you're wonderful. And I want to say this too, is that even if they can't say certain things, then show some kind of support to people who can say those things
Mm.
and are working on those things and doing those things. They don't even try to do that, and
It,
that's pretty sad.
I
So,
think that's down to the disconnect, Baron, because
hmm
they cannot connect with the reality of what people are facing. They are in a
hmm
they're in a world of their own. I mean, people are facing food, fuel poverty. It's coming up to the point where we either eat or heat. But they've just moved into their fourth home.
well,
I
and
can't be
what
asked.
was the Queen's uncle? I always forget it. Was it Edward the Eighth? Edward the Seventh, whatever he was, the Queen's uncle, the one that abdicated,
I think it was Edward the Seventh.
Edward the Seventh.
Mm, mm.
Remember how he got in trouble because he said something needs to be done, and people were just like, "You can't
You
say
can't
that."
say that.
And then like one of the what was it? One of the some big official up in the north wanted him to ride to one of the coal mines in his Rolls Royce. And he's like, I can't
I can't do
go
that.
and
It's just
talk to people hopping out of a
a
Rolls
Rolls
Royce. So he
Royce.
had them get some, very plain car, and this was stuff that and of course, just like they do Harry, he's supposed to have been such a buffoon. He was supposed to have this obsession with his wife and no thoughts of his own or anything like that. It's amazing that when they try to draw up those
The
parallels,
parallels between, yeah,
they
exactly.
spend so much time trying to associate Megan with Wallace, who
Wallace.
Wallace is a
Mm.
whole different
Kettle of
thing,
fish. Whole
Yeah,
different
she's
kettle of fish.
uh-huh.
And
So that doesn't fly. But the thing with Harry is that um he has that heart and thought and
mm,
feeling and nurturing spirit, and they want to suppress it so bad, and they're
so
just so
badly.
afraid
Mm.
that he's going to look around and say something should be done.
Should be
They
done.
they're terrified that
Mm.
someone in that family or in that household will say that, and even worse, someone with authority that is not a royal might look at them and say, "What are you doing? How are
Exactly.
you helping?"
And I think, when you look at the whole picture, it just seems to be a top class lesson in aloofness. They just don't seem to care. I've gone past the point of thinking they don't know how to. I think they simply just do not care. It's just about the pomp and ceremony and the privileged life we've had, and nothing is offending them more than this woman saying, actually, I don't need that. Thank you, but no thanks. I am happy to walk away and do things on my own. And that's what's really grating at their goat, because the more Harry and Meghan does, the more it's showing them up. And I am just beyond comprehension. How is it that some of the people in this country cannot see that we are feeding a bottomless pit and getting nothing back from this family? You know, was speaking to somebody the other day, and that she was trying to convince me of all the wonderful things the Queen has done. And I said, okay, you know, I grew up in a time when we just accepted the Queen because she was there. But as I got older, I started to think, well, what has she actually given? What has she actually done? And I said, I posed a few couple of questions. What has she done to empower women, to help women along? What has she done for the black countries of the Commonwealth when they've had any tragedy? I've never heard a word of comfort, compassion, empathy. Our thoughts are with you. We're thinking of you. Nothing. So what is she actually doing? Oh yes, but she does, okay, she does so much for the country. Give me one example of one good thing she has done that has improved the lives of other people. Forget about the people in the Commonwealth, to improve the lives of the people in the UK. I said, because I've gone past Buckingham Palace and I've gone past Kensington Palace. I live around the corner from Windsor Castle, and whenever anything official is going on, they usher the rough sleepers away, clean up the streets, sweep the streets, almost as if they don't exist. And then once the pomp and ceremony is over, the homeless are back on the streets. Surely you can see that. Surely you can see people are sleeping rough. I mean, and when you go through places like Richmond Park, beautiful park, there's another park that backs onto Hampton Court, and when you see the vast expanse of land just in London alone, it does not take a genius to figure out what can be done. And I think it's a combination of greed, bloody mindedness, arrogance, dare I say, and privilege. And it's like, you know, helping to house a few people is not going to rob you of anything. If anything, it's going to make people more interested in actually our royal family are doing something to help the less fortunate, and they will warm to you more. But this pretense that, you know, we come out and we smile and we wave, but we it's a bit like, I mean, the only way I can term it is eyes wide open, minds wide shut, because they're just not seeing what's going on. They're not hearing what's being said. It's, you know, they have to be on a different planet. She has
I'm just
achieved.
like sitting here with my mouth open. I'm you should have a podcast. This is amazing.
I'm
I'm just
working
like
on
you're
it, Baron.
saying
I'm
everything I'm
working on
thinking.
it. I'm working on it. And you know, we I was in this conversation and I was trying to say, but look, as far as I'm concerned, even if we strip away, even for argument's sake, we strip away the most obvious bias, which is Meghan's race. I said, what do you think the response would have been if Kate, Sophie, Sarah, Diana had achieved all the things Meghan had achieved prior to coming into this family? What do you think the response would have been? And I was asked the question, well, what do you mean? I said, it's a straightforward question. What do you think the response would have been had they achieved all the things Meghan has achieved prior to joining the family? I said, because you can try to discredit, dehumanize her as much as you can. She had a life of her own. She had a career of her own. She was in Hollywood, but she was never somebody who was eager for the spotlights and the cameras. So you would never see her up front at things, but she has always been in the background. This woman had an online profile of 3 million followers. That's not a nobody.
Right.
And nobody doesn't have 3 million people following them. She is an influencer. But and the more I think about it, the more I think this is what the angst against this woman is. And this is where the mentality is that, oh, she's coming to change the royal family. She's not coming to change the royal family. She's just coming to do what she does, which is roll up her sleeves and work. They are just not used to working in that way. They are just not used to it.
I'm always taken back by the ease in which they'll say she didn't know her place.
Gosh,
That always gets me is the ease in which they say she did not know her place. She doesn't
exactly.
know her
And
place.
what is her place? She knows her place perfectly well, and that's walking beside her husband. That is her place, hand in hand, shoulder to shoulder with her husband. She knows her place exactly. and she knows what she needs to do. And the fact that this person that they thought, I think when they looked at Meghan, they were under the impression that, oh, she's got really good credentials. We can feed off of that and it will make our brand look good. But we don't give her
Yes.
the credit for it. So once she came in and quote unquote literally hit the ground running, and they could see the efficiency and the speed with which she worked, oh, she was too good. She was too popular. So what we need you to do, Meghan, is just be 50% of yourself. And I tell you this, Baron, as a black woman, that is something I and many of us have faced in our lives, in our careers. You're in a job, you're doing certain things, you're putting forward ideas, they get put down, you put them forward again, they get put down, you put them forward again, and then they suddenly become the ideas of somebody else. Or when they don't want to give you the credit for the work, it'll be, oh, well, we've thought about this and we think we would like to put you to work with this person, usually white, usually less experienced, usually less skilled, and the next thing you know, that person gets the credit. I mean, I've had bosses where I have done pieces of work and they have put it forward to their superiors and taken the credit for it. And I just think, you know what? You've taken nothing away from me. It just says a lot more about you. Now, all the skills and experience I have acquired over the years, I can take them with me. And when I leave, you will really show what you're about or not about, as the case has happened on many occasions. And that's exactly what Meghan has done. Because when I look back at old interviews, I can see, and I hate to mention some of these names, but they were all giving really good credit to her. She has done a lot of good work. We've researched her. She's really on point. She's the best thing for Harry. She's this, she's that, she's this, she's that. And then when she arrived and she started to do the job, it's like, oh, whoa, 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 wait a minute. Oh no, she's just a little bit too much for us.
Well, if you look at your screen there, you see I posted that again from the other day, which I have shared it before. Another reason to love Meghan.
Exactly.
Meghan Markle is a true humanitarian, claims charity she worked with in Rwanda and India. And these were the stories that they were, what is the date there? That's 2017. So
2017.
this is during the courtship, if I'm correct, or right
Mm-hmm.
after the announcement of engagement, that they were pushing all these stories like, oh, we found another Mother Teresa, y'all.
Yep.
They
Yep.
couldn't say enough.
They couldn't
And
say
so
enough.
yeah, and then to see all that turn one after the other, they all turned in the other direction and began to go after her.
Exactly. And I remember that there was a video that Duchess of Success shared last week, a clip of Piers Morgan and Paul Burrell speaking about Meghan,
Mm-hmm.
about how much she had achieved and and Paul Burrell said really clearly what she represented to the British monarchy, the four things that they were dead against. And when she arrived, it was like, no, 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 we need to shut the door. She's coming to take over. Now, I keep looking and listening to the commentary and thinking, okay, so if you think you have done nothing wrong, what is it that you are so fearful of that this woman may say or that Harry may say? And yet again, she's outsmarted them because they didn't anticipate her being around for very long. So there was never an NDA sign.
Right.
Ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is
Right.
so bliss.
Exactly.
So now you're panicking. What is it that you have to hide? And
What
I keep
what's
saying to
left on the
people,
cutting room floor from Oprah's interview?
but the thing is, Baron, a lot of the people who are giving these negative comments on this woman, the majority of, forget about the Joe, average Joe, forget about those people. Let's talk about the people in the media, the reporters, the television, the papers, the broadcasters. How many of them have actually ever met this woman? Not very many. And I keep saying to people, they are just giving, it's just projection, suppositions, assumptions, and guesstimations about this woman. And they're whipping you up into a frenzy, and you cannot see it. You can't see it. And I keep asking, tell me specifically one thing that she has done. Maybe her fault is she's just too good. She was just too good for them. And that's the point I'm coming to. That's the only thing I can see. She was just too good for them. She outshone them. She outstripped them by just being herself. And another thing I think they're reacting to, this is an institution that prides itself on putting up this image of perfection and love and happiness and family, but no love. So when we see a couple like Harry and Meghan who are blissfully in love and happy to show it, they're running around like headless chickens because they don't know what to do. It's showing something that they are not used to seeing or not used to showing, because they seem to partner not out of love but out of duty. Harry and Meghan have partnered out of love, and I can only imagine the 6 months this couple had together before anything broke must have been the most blissful 6 months of their lives. It must have been the most blissful time. And they are showing that this is a couple who are happily in love, pushing each other forward, willing each other to be better. And the institution is reacting to that because that's not what they're used to. I've looked at all the married couples, the wedding photographs, and none of them looked more genuinely happy than Harry and Meghan. I think apart from Diana, who looked genuinely happy on her wedding day, bless her heart, poor thing didn't know what she had walked into. But when you
Right.
look at Sophie, she didn't look particularly happy. Sarah looked happy, but Sarah was a confident older woman.
Mm-hmm.
Kate was just like deer in the headlights. I'll just grin and bear it and put on this perfect smile, but there is no substance behind the smile. I always say substance shines through. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If there is substance to yourself, there is character, there's content within you, it will shine through. And you don't get that with Kate. And she was happy to go along and be molded into something. And I think this move now to be closer to her family is because the cracks are beginning to appear. So she needs that comfort. She needs that stability to almost hold her together, what's left of the poor girl. Whether William thought, if I marry somebody who's come from a stable background where the parents aren't separated, it's going to make my life perfect. No, you have to employ the skills to make that marriage work. You have to bring something to the table beyond just the potential of being a king. I mean, I really feel sorry for the children, and I sincerely hope that something is done so that those kids are allowed to make their own choices as they move forward. Because can you imagine when they all hit sort of early teens, 13, 14, 15, 16, we might see Archie and Lily becoming more visible. The differences between them and the Cambridge's children are going to be so phenomenal. It's going to be like tenfold of what we're seeing with Harry and Meghan and William and Kate now. Because there's going to be you can already sense this genuineness in these little children that with the Cambridges, you just don't see it. I think the only one who seems to possess any of it is Charlotte. She seems to have a mind of her own, and I think she will be the one that will give them a run for their money.
Afro Annie 2.0.
Yep, and you can see the stress on poor little George's face. This kid just does not look happy. He just, I mean, oh, I
Oh,
don't
my
know.
heart breaks for
Oh, that
George.
poor
My
boy.
heart breaks for him. And I recall when the Cambridges said that they were not going to, well, I don't know if they said it directly, but they were going to take particular care with the children, and they
Children,
were going to set
yes.
some boundaries with the children. And then during the Jubilee, there was a guy
No.
standing like paces behind him taking his picture, a
Hmm.
bank of photographers in
I saw
front of
that.
him,
Mm.
and he looks petrified. William and Kate didn't look much better.
No,
The only one that had confidence in that situation
with
was
Charlotte,
Charlotte.
exactly.
Charlotte
But we
was the
see
only one that seemed to hold it
just so
together.
comfortable, and
Kate, Kate
she has
looked
always
like
been that way. She has always been
right,
a smiley, happy, confident little girl. But
yeah.
again, Baron, this is brand royal family. This is the brand. This is what we do. If we think we're looking really bad in the press, we troll out the children. This is what they do. This is that
Ivy
they're
has said that in
so good
a
at
few
them.
times where
They
she
are
spoke
so good
about
at
the
it.
children and the way that the household or the firm, the
Um,
way that they treat those kids and what's expected of them,
yeah,
and that it borders, when these are my words, it borders on some type of abuse.
abuse. It's. I often think of it. It's not a family. It's a cult.
Yes.
That is how it feels. It's a cult. And I remember, as I said, growing up, hearing about the Queen. You're born into something, so you just accept what you see until you can rationalize what you're seeing and make sense of it.
Mm-hmm.
And none of it makes sense because I kept asking questions, but I kept saying, yeah, but what does she do? How does she, how does she help people? What does she, you know? And no one's ever been able to give me an answer. And you see it, and I remember when after Diana died, and there was this call for the family. Now, my first reaction was, okay, they're supporting these two kids, these two young boys, and I gave them that space. But then it was building and building and building, and we were hearing nothing. And I'm sorry, Baron. I think it was beyond cruel to have those two children walking in that funeral procession. They should have been protected. They should have sat in a mourner's car and followed the procession. They should
Yeah.
not have been put out there to face the public, stiff upper lip and don't cry. These are two children that had a very loving relationship with their mother.
And then their handlers, and that's what I'm going to call whoever these aides were guiding them to go and comfort this person. I'm looking at them, I'm like, this is a kid. They're supposed to comfort him. Why are you pushing
Where is
him
the
towards
protection for the
this woman
exactly?
falling apart? That's their mother, not you know what I mean?
Yeah, where
That
is the
just seemed weird.
it's like there was like nobody was there for these children. It was just about good PR. Again, let's trot out Harry and William because everybody's going to want to see them because it's going to play into the love that the crowd has for the mother. So it takes the pressure off of us. Instead of saying, actually, no, we're going to make a statement. We are going to keep the boys protected for their own good, for their own health. But no, we have this. Oh, it's beyond cruel. It is really beyond cruel. And I don't see how this institution is going to survive because that behavior is not going to be tolerated for long. And I just think, when we get the announcement that the Queen has transitioned,
Mm-hmm.
there is going to be a drastic change. And I think we might see a lot of people speaking up who have been staying quiet out of respect for her and just so that they can get access to, you know, talking about her life and her death. And there is going to be a drastic shift coming. And I think that's what the panic is about.
A lot of courtiers will be kicked out, and a
Exactly.
lot of people will write books.
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah.
a lot of people that's been around probably before there was an NDA.
Oh, Baron.
I'm gonna have to get some
Yeah.
other people in here,
Yeah.
but you
But
really got me thinking. So, thank you so much,
as
and I
always, it's good to
appreciate it.
talk to
And
you. It's
we're
good
gonna
to
have
talk to
to
you.
like pair up one of these days and hash some more of this stuff out. But you're incredible. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing.
Oh, thank you so much. I got to watch the time too because I know Duchess of
Yeah.
Success is coming up.
Love
TCC
you, Baron.
son,
Take
go
care.
ahead. Thank you. Love you. I appreciate it. TCC son, how are you? TCC son, are you there? How about you, Luna? Are you ready?
I am ready. How you doing?
All right, I'm very well, thank you. How is your day?
I just want to thank you. I have been home with the Rona for like a few days now, and you're like the thing. Like I have to have something to make my days seem normal. So I look forward to your show, and then I know, okay, now I could do this and this and this. So I really want to thank you. You're making it not so crazy
Really?
being
Thank
home.
you.
Yes. Yes. I'm not going to take up a lot of time. I just wanted to say one, I really appreciate all the squatties out there. I have a biracial daughter. In fact, I went to her wedding a few weeks ago and she married a total Irish guy and I'm part, mixed and stuff. So it was like a beautiful wedding and it was like so diverse and it was just beautiful. And I really feel for Megan. It was so funny because when my daughter was a little girl, she always said Harry was the better one. And I go, well, William is really cute. She goes, no, 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 mom. She goes, you gotta understand, Harry is the real prince. He's the good one. And so now she says, I told you so, I told you so. And I go, okay, you were right, you were right. But we both, she had no idea about Diana, and we both watched the documentary, and she was crying. She goes, how come I didn't know this? How come I didn't know this? She goes, fuck the royal family. And I'm going, okay, yeah, but anyway, don't know if I can say that. But she it was really good, like you said, another generation seeing what's really the other side and stuff. And she
Mhm.
had no idea about Camilla and everything. But I just want to say I really so appreciate Meghan, talking about what it's like to be biracial, because, I faced it head on. Luckily, my daughter grew up in a very liberal city where, like, her friends are very diverse, and she never knew what it was like to know racism until she went to college in the Midwest. And that was the first time she
Mhm.
ever really experienced. So I totally understand what you said about that, because both my ex-husband and I try to make sure my daughter, had as much insulation from that as possible. There's only so much you can do. But I just want to say that I think Meghan is amazing for young women, especially women of color, especially biracial women. She's given them a voice. And one of the things, and I just want to say this, and then I'll let someone else speak. I get a lot of, notification on my phone about Meghan stories. And one of the things that I saw this morning when I woke up was there was a story from, I believe it was the Mirror. I always get the Mirror, the Sun mixed up, but they were talking about the love story of Kate and William. And one of the things he said when he first met her, he thought she wasn't very bright and she had dirty hair.
I
And I'm going,
saw that. I thought that
and
was
I'm
the
going,
whole story.
but the thing about who says that? I mean, compared to all the things you would say about your wife, the mother of your children, your future mother, I'm going, okay, this is the best they could come up with about, what they think. So I think there is this narrative going on. And it's one of the things I wonder about whenever there's a negative story about William and Kate, and we click onto that, and we don't, because I don't click onto any negative stories about Meghan. And I've really, like, said, I'm not interested in channels about that. I think there is a shift going on, because when it comes down to it, the tabloids want money. That's all they care about. And the British family, they really don't understand. They've made a pact with the devil. And I think it's going to bite them in the bum, because it's going to get to the point that Meghan and Harry are getting so big, they cannot be, you can't touch them. They're becoming this nova. And so they're going to have to feed off something. And, I look at Charles, and no one even talks about the fact that one of his best friends was this Jimmy Savile person. It was his confidant and stuff. I'm going, so this is not the first time the royal family had an influx of people that have questionable values. And it's kind of like there's so much there that I won't say if, when the tabloids turn on them, there is going to be a feeding frenzy. And I just see it like, piranhas, like just feeding off a carcass and stuff. So I'm looking forward to it, because I really do believe in karma. And, I just, to me, when I look at Kate and I look at Melania, and you have like this, Michelle Obama was amazing. And then you have Melania, who was, soft porn star. No shame in the game. But it's kind of like, how can you hold this mediocre thing up to something if you're a feminist, if you're a humanist? This is such an amazing person, and you're trying to uphold with that. It's kind of embarrassing. And everything Kate is happening to her, I don't have any sympathy, because she knew what she was getting, and she could get out of it, but she chose not to. And I really do think she tried to maybe be a friend with Meghan, and she knew in her best interest, either Meghan or her, and she threw it to the dogs. And Kate needs to know her ground is really shaky right now. And she should really see how Charles treated Diana. And Diana was loved. At least she had some sort of, kind of people least like respected her. I don't think anyone respects Kate, and Kate knows it, and her own son doesn't respect her. And I'm sorry, I'm old school. There is no way my child would have did that to me. And it's like we would have had to go take a break, go in the bathroom, and have a little conversation. So yeah, I think it's interesting, and I'm here for it. It's like, give me some popcorn and stuff, because the royal family is really melting down, and there wasn't anything to there to begin with. And I have a feeling when the queen passes away, there's going to be a lot of things that come out about her that we're going to find out. And I think all this like undying love, it's going to be shown, because watching the documentary, The Princess, and remembering how long it took her for saying something, that's a sign of a weak leader, because you have to act no matter how much pain you're in. One quick thing, I grew up in San Francisco back when we had Jonestown, and then a few weeks later, the whole assassination of Harvey Milk and George Moscone. And I'm not a big Dianne Feinstein fan, but she came through and tried to pull the city together when we were all in so much pain. That's what leaders do. And the Queen did not do that. And so I don't have any respect for her, but I'm not English. And I think that when the truth comes out about her and that family, it's going to be devastating, and it couldn't happen to a better country because the English have done a lot of shady stuff, and karma's is coming, and I'm here for it. But that's all I have to say, and thank you so much, and keep up your good work.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. And thanks for checking in with us today. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Bye.
TCC son, go on. How are you? You back this time?
I think I'm back. Can you hear me now? Can you hear
Yes.
me? Yes. Hi,
Yes, I
everyone.
can.
Oh, you should have seen. You would have been laughing at me because I stayed in that. I got a. I got an echo. You hear the echo? I'm sorry.
Actually, I do not.
Okay, then it must be on my side. Um, you would have been
Okay.
laughing at me so hard because I stayed in the house, holiday day off. I stayed in the house and I wouldn't leave until I saw the speech. And then when she walked in with all this beautiful red on, I said, I'm not moving, right? Soon as they stopped
Right.
talking, I called my daughter. I got to pick up something. I jump in the car. I start driving over there and I'm like, oh my God, Royal Sussex, did it come on? Now I'm sitting at the light trying to get YouTube on, and I'm thinking, "Oh my God, if he could see me now, he would be just laughing at me. You crazy?" So I get over to her house. I'm sorry for this long story, but then I get over to the house, and now she wants to talk, and I'm like, "I love you, but I really gotta go." And
I
so
know. I know.
and then I hear you allowing people to talk. Needless to say, I was rolling, trying to get back to the house so I could talk to you about this wonderful, wonderful speech that happened. And I was amazed. I don't know if it was lined up that way or how it worked, but the gentleman, you saw the gentleman with the white hair, grayish hair, his
Hmm.
speech that he gave, and
Bob Geldof.
that's his name. I don't know him, and I probably
I
should
don't.
know him.
You know what? I was working, so I didn't see everybody, and I didn't
Oh.
actually turn the video on until, you know, and so
Mhm.
that I kind of missed everything.
Oh, okay. Hey, everybody. Everybody's saying hello to me. Love and kisses to you all. Um, but his speech, it was heavy. It was really, really heavy, but it was making sense because he was kind of trying to tell our young people, this is what's kind of going on. This is what the leaders have done, but he was really making it, in my opinion, more realistic and trying to like give them an idea what their responsibilities are going to be. Just don't stand on the
Uh huh.
sidelines. And then Princess Megan comes in, and she is calm. She even mentions it can get a little heavy sometimes, your responsibility. And just her going in, and it was a small segment of that, which I think we all needed it. Of she got this invite. She was unsure. She didn't know what she was supposed to do.
I
She was
love that.
scared.
I loved
Right?
it.
Right. And I was like, oh, she is really touching on the right things because I can see those young people sitting out there saying, oh man, what are my expectations? What are my requirements? How am I supposed to do this? And by her just giving that insight to me, it just meant a great deal that she was letting you know I felt the same way, you know?
Uh
And then
huh.
this is what I moved on to. And then then she says, I come back and I'm bringing my husband. I was like, I am so glad I'm not in that audience right now because nobody would have been able to hear anything else because I'm just clapping and cheering like an idiot. But I just have so much I know, and she's wore the perfect outfit, just absolutely perfect. And
Now
Harry
I'm
is
thinking that's kind of a coral color, right? Is it? I don't
I
think
don't,
it's
it
like
looks
absolute
reddish.
red.
Yeah, I think it is kind of reddish orangish. Yeah, I think it's like, yeah,
Right.
it's like in that in between type of thing. Now, of
Uh
course,
huh.
It may look like red if you're sitting on the stage and you got that violet light on you. I could see it coming off red. But when they was and I couldn't believe they let them walk down the aisle with no one else there, and they were the last people. And I'm like, these people really know
Mm-hmm.
what they're doing because they know we was sitting there. They know Sussex Squad was sitting out there just waiting because I was watching. It had like almost 5,000 people were watching. So it was like, and that's just on my side, on YouTube side. So I know in different other, different parts of the country, other people was watching it through other means. But
Right, and the Daily Fail streamed it. They
of
streamed it. They
course
couldn't
they
wait to
did.
stream it.
Of course they did. Oh yeah, that's what you call irrelevance. Completely
Right.
irrelevant. This couple, nobody wants to be bothered with them, yada 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 yada. And I'm
And
like,
strip them of their titles. Don't forget, we got to strip them of their titles.
you know what? They can take them titles and shove it up there. You pick a location below the waist. I'm telling you, nobody cares. What did she say on Archetypes? I'm Megan. Yeah, she got it like that. She's a Megan. She's a Cher. You say Megan, ain't nobody gonna sit there and try to figure out which one it is. It's Megan. You have to worry about them
Uh-huh.
trying to sit there and figure out is it Megan good or if it's just another Megan out there, Megan the Stallion. No, she says I'm Megan, and everybody's going to say, "Oh, okay, this must be Princess Megan." Nobody else is going to worry about. They can
Well,
take
I
those
thought it was a
titles.
well thought out speech, and she delivered it with the ease of
Yes.
walking into that situation,
Mhm.
knowing that you have just let uh, the establishment know that I don't have an NDA. I'm over here,
Yes.
not necessarily in hostile territory, but there are some people that
Yes.
are not glad to see me here. And she was just so poised and comfortable and confident given that
Mhm.
speech.
No
I don't
hesitation.
know. Right. I don't know if I would have had the ability to do that, but uh I mean just nerves of steel, just calm,
No.
um cool, all that kind of stuff.
She
So
was
yeah,
a
I don't
see.
even have the words for it.
The best part of this whole thing, I have to say, okay, I'm gonna get a little messy here. Okay. You said that she was not an employee when she came and asked you for help because you didn't look at her as being an employee. You didn't get her to sign an NDA. Go figure. How about that? Okay. So now you're already shaking in your boots because
Uh-huh.
Prince Harry done said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna write about a little something, something." Because see, he really kind of has an idea where all the dead bodies are laid. Okay, but now you
Mhm.
have mistreated Princess Megan so bad for so many years, and you did not get her to sign that NDA. Thank goodness, because now that her voice came back, now we know what happened in South Africa. We really know why she was sitting up there worried, not just from the treatment
Uh-huh.
that she was getting from the media and the treatment that she was getting from the family, but now, Mama Bear has kicked in. It's a situation for real because I'm a mom and I can understand sometimes, you can let people kind of get away with certain things. You know what? I'm strong enough. I can kind of sort of take it. But when you come after my children, oh, this is a whole nother situation. A whole nother
Well, and let me just
situation.
add to that too that you never know the threats that they know about.
Yeah.
Um, when Obama was president, and so when they say things like, "Oh, she compared herself to Nelson Mandela," no, she didn't. But the
Mm-mm.
atmosphere, the celebration of the wedding was very similar, and some people identified it and said, well, that reminds me of, and that's what the person said to
Exactly.
her. And it's the same
Exactly.
with the threats. You bring a person of color in, you bring someone who has been othered in a particular society, and that's anywhere in the world. In this
Mm-hmm.
case, you have a woman of African American descent marrying into that institution, and it rubs a lot of people the wrong way. And so all of a sudden, here comes the death threats. And
Mhm.
whatever threats that anybody else in that family has received, I guarantee you is tenfold for the Sussexes in comparison to the rest of that family.
Yeah,
And just
and I
like
believe
with
it.
any other situation where here in the United States, we have a black person who's never had this job before, never
Mhm.
been the governor, never been the mayor, and all of a sudden here comes all the death threats.
Yep.
It's the old playbook.
Yep.
And
Same old
if
playbook.
you're not careful, they will make good on it. So you have
Mhm.
to take them at their word, and people ought to, make sure that they have the right kind of security. So we've seen this playbook before. It happened with the Obamas, and it was a lot
Mhm.
of people who couldn't take the excitement that surrounded the Obamas. But I just think they don't get that when you have a segment of society that has been excluded, that has been othered, that hasn't had access, that have been hungry for representation, when that is finally made available, yes, there's a lot of us who can barely contain our happiness, but I say, so what?
Mhm.
So what?
Exactly.
If we were not
Exactly.
being marginalized all these years, then we wouldn't be so excited.
Exactly.
But we just never thought that we would get here. And so, even though there's a lot of people who will say, well, she's mixed, she's not really this or that. But there's even more people who says she's one of us. Megan's one
Exactly.
of us. There's
Exactly.
many people who
Exactly.
see that and had reason to celebrate that family and
Mhm.
even watch the wedding real time. It was a global phenomenon. Whatever they say,
Mhm.
people who I didn't think were interested say, "Oh yeah, I watched the wedding."
Oh
Did
yeah,
you?
definitely.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
yeah,
And
I watched the
it's so
wedding.
amazing that society as a whole gets very upset. And you're going to understand what I'm saying in a minute. They get very upset when we show our talents. However, that's what you created. Society as a whole said, in order for you to have this and this and this, you have to work harder. You have to be better. You have to be smarter just to be as that mediocre person. Now, once that person that you gave all those instructions to on what they had to do, now that they are that, you're mad. You're mad. You want
Uh-huh.
to sit there and you want to complain. You want to try to bring them down. You want to find any little thing you can. But this is what you created. You wouldn't let us in the door unless we had all these credentials. And now we have all
And then
these
they keep moving the
credentials.
goalposts,
And
though.
you keep moving
They
the
have to keep
goalposts.
moving the
But
goalposts.
the kicker is though we keep meeting it because we already know
Yes,
you made
yes,
a mess.
absolutely.
Right. You made a mess and said how hard we had to work to get somewhere. So what did we do? We got all the credentials ready and we came with the thought process. There's a possibility that they're going to switch up the game. And now, yep, boom, they switched up the game and you said, boom, okay, watch this. And now you're mad. You're mad. But you the one who created the rules. And now you're mad about it, and it makes no sense
TCC
to me.
son,
Mhm.
I am going to need a last word for you because actually you'll have the last word for all of us because
Okay.
Duchess of Success is on in like about 4 minutes
Oh,
and she
yeah.
has been moving her time and
Oh,
I done
God
been
bless her.
moving my time and we've been doing this dance. So I am going to get off so that she can do her thing before it gets too
Mhm.
late over there. So I really appreciate it. So what is your last word for the day? And then we are going to ginge out of here.
I think the last word of the day is they did a very good job and keep feeding us for this whole week. I'm ready. Everyone have a
Oh,
safe
thank you so
day.
much for that.
Everyone
Thank
be
you.
safe.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. And thank you for the donations today. Thank you, Troll that donated earlier. And let's see. Thank you, Amy Girl, Ginger Lily, Iris Demonia, Elaine Parker, Elaine Babb is a new member, Audrey Teschner, and Lydia Washington. Duchess of Success link is at the top of the chat. So please go up there and you can click that link now and just get on over there. But otherwise, thank you all. I love you, and I am going to avenge out of here. It was a phenomenal day, and thank you everyone who. I'm sorry I didn't get to everyone who were trying to connect with us, but I really do appreciate it. And I know at a certain point I was just sitting here like, I it felt good. It felt I was enjoying the conversation with everybody, and I know I was like 2 minutes, 2 minutes, but
Mhm.
I very much enjoyed everyone who spoke today. So thank you so much, and let it. Oh, here we go. Love to our faves. Can't forget the love to our faves. Let's see our queens, and who are our queens? TCC.
Oh, without a doubt, Princess Diana and Princess Doria, without a doubt.
All right, and there they are. Okay, so Q Ginge Avenge. Where's Q Ginge Avenge? There we. Oh, nope, that's not it. Thank you, everybody. Love you. And thank you, Jacqueline Baltimore. Thank you for the super sticker. Okay, you guys, it has been amazing. Again, the link for Duchess of Success is there at the top of the chat. What a fantastic day. Yes, we're going to sit back and wait to see the headlines, but you guys, make sure you protect your mental health. There is absolutely no reason why you have to consume and combat all of these things. Enjoy the moment and don't let those derangers and haters get you down. That totally goes against our Duchess's policy of no bad energy. Okay, so let me see. Yes, she has started. I'm looking over there right now. So I will as usual fix my lunch and I am going to listen to Duchess of Success and I will see you all tomorrow. I'm going to upload like a little video tonight of some of those clips from people who were there. So look forward to that in a few hours. But other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow. All right, see you, Ray Raquel, Noreen Lovelock, Anastasia Isabella, Veronica Quick, Crack Me Up, Love, Cookies and Creams, Diane Hawkins, Lydia Washington, let me see, Angela Simmons, and Wilson Nabafu, Pamela Melissa Davies, Elizabeth Daniels, Little Missy. Oh man. And also thank you, Troll, for the super chat. Let me see who else. TCC son, of course, Grace Bedell, uh Ian Martin. No, I'm sorry, Jan Martin. What did I say, Ian? Big Mama. We all love Big Mama. Benfield Joy, V. Thomas, Terry H. Yes, Ginger Binge. Okay, you guys. All right, it is counting down for uh okay, I'm looking at two screens. I'm looking at Duchess of Success. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and end broadcast. See y'all.